Okay, so good afternoon everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the second episode ng Pagkasabi mo. So this will be a good opportunity for you to network with our alumni. So ang naging target naman talaga namin in conceptualizing the Centennial lecture series is for you to get to know better the different people who make EEEI known outside UP. Kasi in the end, after you graduate, you set your own paths. And the paths you choose would ultimately boil down to how we trained you, how we have managed to impart what we have, how do I say this? What we have shown by example, whether through the research that we do, our interactions in the lab, or our interactions in our classes. So, what is important right now is for you to try to understand what set these two particular people that we have today in how they determine this particular path that they've chosen. So, time and again, iba kasi yung iba yung environment na nakita ko when I graduated. Things were very different then, 2 decades ago. Ngayon, ang dami nang pwedeng gawin. If you want to set up your own business, it's easier, mas maraming pwedeng makinig sa'yo. Unlike before. Now you can choose not to work for a company. Now you can choose to set up your own company, and these two particular individuals have set that particular, or have defined that particular path. So, one of them, kasama ko sa isang project in terms of setting up the infrastructure para mag-grow pa yung IC design industry dito sa Philippines. It's a technology-based innovation na would somehow help define kung yung magiging economy ng Philippines in the future. Another, isa rin faculty natin before, naging lecturer siya, naging adjunct professor siya, chose to set up his business after graduating. So, this is about RFIDs naman. And he can tell you more about ano ngayon yung nagiging development sa ginagawa niya. So, without further delay, I'd like to first introduce yung first speaker natin. So, Bong, he used to be with Intel. And then after Intel, yun, maraming nangyaring changes dito sa landscape ng Philippines, especially when Intel left. But they decided to stay, even most of them have left. He decided to stay. He decided to make a difference here in the Philippines. So, Bong?
Thank you. So first of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Bison for inviting me over to impart to you the kind of experiences that I had over the past, 15 years? Exactly 2 months from now, I graduated 15 years ago from the same institute. No? And before, probably, can I just show of hand how many are graduating this year? Alright, almost all. So I'm assuming you will be graduating around June? June time frame, okay. Kasi nung araw ba, iba pa yung namin. Alright, okay, so the title of my talk today would be about engineering the possibilities, okay, a career perspective in the Philippines. So why did I choose these lines, engineering the possibilities? It's the mantra of our company, so Xinyx Design, Consultancy, and Services. So we market Philippines as a destination for IC design services, not only in the region but worldwide. Okay? And this is our #1 call, engineering the possibilities for our clients. And this is something I'd like to take a look at from a perspective of career options and how you decide on a personal level what you can do. Okay? So, first, let me give a quick introduction of myself. I attended Philippine Science High School back in 92 to 96, so I'm batch 96 in BSECE, and I attended BSECE here, 96 to 2001. And after that, I joined Intel Philippines. Used to do flash memories. I used to design flash memory arrays for Intel. And that was 2001 to 2008 until they decided we're gonna pull out of the Philippines, move to Vietnam. That was back in 2008, all right? In the height of the financial crisis. And after that, our group was actually spun off. It became Xinyx Philippines. There were two business groups of Intel before. It was the microprocessors business and the flash memories. The memory side, it became Xinyx Philippines, so I was part of that, but only for 1 year, because after that, they sold it to Micron. Right now, Micron is the only US-based memory company left. So we have Toshiba and Samsung. Toshiba SanDisk, they have alliance. But basically, only Micron is the US company left. No? And unfortunately, before they decided to sell Xinyx to Micron, they cut a lot of headcount. And that's what happened to our design center here in Kabit. So it used to be like, at the peak, around 80 engineers. And at the end of middle of 2009, only 4 were left. They asked 4 people to support legacy products. Initially, I was one of those 4 who were asked to remain, but I decided I'll probably pursue something else. And that's when we decided this company, Xinyx Design, which up to now I'm the president of the company. So 2009 until, as of end of 2015, we have around 68, 69 employees. And we're still growing, focusing on IC layout and design services. Along the lines as well, I took up my MBA. So I decided if I'm going to do a startup, I might as well learn the business side of it. So I finished MBA in 2011. So just to give you a quick background, the reason I started with Philippine Science is because for me, this was a critical part of my growing up as a person. Not only because it's Philippine Science, but rather because at the age of 13, I lived on my own. I lived in a dorm, no parents whatsoever. You mess up with your life, bahala ka sa buhay mo. And if you want to succeed, that's good, okay? So it was really a big eye-opener for me. So again, for most graduates, you should be asking yourself, after this, what do I do? That's why the question, who buddies? Right? Who's familiar with that term? Right? Who buddies means, where are you going? So the way I look at it, there are different areas of career options. So one, I would say industry is still the biggest area where people go, and we have academia and government. The reason I put 3 there is because in your lifetime, you're probably going to end up with at least 3 organizations. Gone are the days na from college, you start with a company until mag-retirement ka. So I think that's not feasible anymore. So at some point, I think 3 to 4 is the new norm at this point. And of course, in academia, you can stay with UP, or you can pursue other opportunities on different schools. And lastly, government. Of course, there's the OSP. We have a lot of new institutions coming up, especially interesting with what's happening in Pinoy's term. The PPP Center. There's a lot of engineering work going on there, especially in the planning side of things. All right. So across these different areas, how do we see people moving around across these areas? So number one, I see a lot of people moving between academia and industry. So for example, pag may downturn sa industry, they go back to the schools, take their MBA, take their MS, and so on. And likewise, academe, when they finish their MS or PhD, they try to go to the industry. Of course, there's also government to academe and academe to government movement. But very, very seldom do I see industry to government. For some reason or another, Very, very seldom. But it only happens when people are already retiring. Doon na sa dulo. Kumbaga, once they're close to retirement in the industry, they would consider, I might as well work with the government. Okay, so that's why karamihan ng mga secretaries natin yan galing industry yan. Okay, but that's just an example of the path that you guys will be considering for yourselves, at least in the next, the next 6 months as you get out of uni. Okay. I have like 11 slides. I'll try to finish it in 30 minutes. That's why we'll have a lot of time discussing whatever questions you have. Alright, so first, for me, where do you want to go? Define yourself first. Okay? You have to really understand ano ba ang gusto ko sa buhay. Okay? By now, if you still have no idea and nandito kayo sa EEEI kasi sabi ng parents nyo mag-EEEI kayo, I'm still worried for you. Wala namang ganun, ano? Kasi sa freshman, alam ko maraming ganun. Siguro, after all the selection, after all the filtering in the first, second, and third year, I'm hoping that you guys are all set for EEEI talaga ang gusto ko. Okay. May I ask, ano ng survival rate ngayon? It's the same. Alright, so I'm assuming around 1/4, 1/3 survival rate. So, I don't know if you're familiar with this. In the industry, we call this the head shop concept. Okay, this is basically trying to understand how do we want to position the company, where we want to go. On a personal level, you can also do that. How do you want to position yourself? Where do you want to go? So number one is, what are you good at? Okay, so define your skills, define your strengths, and define your weaknesses. Very important, you have to define your weaknesses. I'll tell you later. Of course, you have to understand what are the opportunities. Hindi naman pwedeng mismatch, right? The industry needs this. You think, I'm good at this, but nobody wants this kind of skill. So, you don't want that to happen. And lastly, what drives you? Passionate ka ba doon o hindi? Tell you frankly, I had a lot of friends back in 2001, 2002. Now, some people just jump on the idea that I just need a job after graduation. And to a certain degree, make that choice carefully. Because baka pagsisisihan niya yan ng ilang taon. So again, make that choice carefully. And what it's supposed to come up with is that all these three intersects together, and the intersection is something that, you could push for yourself. Personally, ito yung gusto ko, I'm happy with this, and the industry needs this, or the academe, the government needs this. Okay? So, we call, in a corporate level, we do our mission statement around this area. Okay, so just to give you an example, we in Xinyx Design, we are passionate in serving. Service kami, service industry. We like problem solving, okay? And we like the fast-paced nature of semiconductors. Ano opportunities? There's a lot of companies out there who wants to go to lower cost geographies. They go to India, they go to Vietnam, and we are the only ones in the Philippines doing this. So that's opportunity. Okay, our clients are all US-based companies right now. What's knowledge? We are the only, I think I'm allowed to say this, but I think we are the biggest fintech developer, and not only in the region, but I can argue one of the biggest fintech developers around the world. So we have more than 60 people who knows fintechs. I will not tell you which node, because confidential na yun. Okay? Pero if we're beyond 28 nanometer, very, very seldom na lang kami nag-28 nanometer. So for me, that's how we position ourselves. We will be the #1 service provider in the region for IC design services. And I know that because we have passion to do that, we have opportunities to do that, and we have the knowledge to do that. And we're still growing. Alright, so define your values. Again, go back to this. What drives you? Ano yung passion mo as a person, as an engineer? This one is very important. No? What matters to you? Because if you join an organization, the first thing you should be reading is not ano yung salary offer. The first thing you should be reading, ano ang mission vision ng organization na yan. Naiintindihan niyo ba ka ba? Kasi that mission vision tells you where that organization is going to lead you. If you don't agree with that, then might as well not join it. Okay? For example, do you read the book? And kay Jim Collins, I forgot the title. Anyway, one of the examples there, Good to Great. I don't know if some of you have read the book Good to Great. There's one example there about the tobacco company, Philip Morris, I think. Their mission is basically, they don't say I will sell you cigarettes, okay, to destroy your health and so on. But they say, we are selling freedom of choice. Alright? Freedom of choice. That's what they're selling. And if you agree to that, then by all means work for them. If you don't agree to that at all, then by all means don't work for them. Okay? Third is that the kind of culture you want to be a part of? Understand before you join an organization. Talk to people who were there before. Ngayon naman nasa LinkedIn or nasa Facebook, you should be able to see a lot of feedback already. There are companies na yung culture nila, and let's put it this way. There's a big difference if you join an organization which is Western culture and Asian culture. Kung ang headquarters is Japan, Korea, totally different kind of doing things as kung ang headquarters is Europe or US. Okay? Again, I'm just sharing to you an experience ko sa industry. So very important, what kind of culture do you want it to be? Okay? And in fact, in the office right now, I consider you millennials. Okay? Wala namang Gen X dito, no? Other than us. Right. Millennials kasi they say they have a fickle way of doing things. And I'll be honest, in the office I have a bunch of people your age. And I'm actually shocked at their work habits. Kasi nung panahon namin, hindi pa uso yung mga games sa phone, yung pag kasi sa office kasi allowed yung internet, we don't shut it down. Kasi kami, objective-based ang work namin. I'm shocked na, ang daming nag-games. Minsan, kung hindi sa PC, sa phones. Sasabihin na lang nila sa akin, Sir, I need like a 5-minute break just to get my... Alam mo yun? And they do that every 1 hour. It's like 5-minute break, then check nila yung... Nung panahon namin, sa Intel, hindi kami ganun. Kaya medyo nasya-shock ako. But again, I have no complaints. They're delivering. Alright? They're delivering. So at some point, I'm telling myself, maybe that's the kind of culture that the younger generations nowadays are accustomed to. And of course, when joining an organization, you have to ask them, what's my growth opportunity? Okay? That's why sometimes they ask you, how do you see yourself 5 years down the road? Okay? And depende sa organization yun kung sasabihin nyo, this is what I would like to be. Huwag niyong sagutin. Ibato niyo yung tanong sa kanila. Ano yung opportunity niyo? Because you yourself, I don't think you should be able to answer that in the first place. Right? But ibato niyo sa kanila yung tanong na yun. How do you see the company moving forward? So, or do your research about the company. Okay, so important yan, growth opportunities. Starting pay is not everything. It's nice na in the first year of after graduating, we get together and say, kapit ng pata sa sweldo. Okay. But sometimes, after 2-3 years, minsan ma-realize mo, this is not the kind of work I'd like to do. And they would just realize later on, I'll have to move to another industry. And when they do that, they reset their whole experience. And that's a very, very big disadvantage. So the salary pay could actually be initially good, but pag nagkamali ka ng choice, that's a huge disadvantage. I'll tell you why, no? So when you join an organization, pay your dues. Okay? Don't come out there. When I say pay your dues, siyempre taga-UP tayo eh. Sometimes ang level of confidence natin when we go out to the industry, saan ka grabe? Parang ang taas-taas ng tingin natin sa sarili natin. But you have to understand, once you're out there, you're just part of the team. In fact, you should learn how people should respect you and not be afraid of you. That's rule number 1. Okay? Pakita nyo magaling kayo, pero earn their respect. Hindi yung sabihin nila, yabang nito, asshole. Yeah, that happens. Alright? That's why some people in the industry, tingin nila, mga taga-UP, pakiramdam nila anak ng Diyos. No, seriously. That's why I know some people, parang hesitant sila na mag-hire ng, teka, taga-UP yan eh, baka ang taas-taas ng expectation yan, or because, again, it's how we present ourselves na sometimes when we get new things, pakiramdam natin, no, I deserve this. You should earn it. You should earn the trust. Okay? So, pay your dues. Gain the knowledge. Be open to horizontal movements. You don't know what will happen to any organization. Minsan, sasabihin nila, itong plano namin for the next 2 years. 6 months down the road, isang problema lang, bumagsak ang piso. Oops, crap, you have to rethink. Be open to horizontal movements. Malaking bagay yan. I want you to read the article, How to be a Star Engineer. It's all about horizontal movements and, taking time and helping your colleagues. Take risks. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Okay? Ito kasi ego to eh. Sometimes sabi na, takot akong magkamali eh. Kasi mapapahiya ako, taga-UP pa naman ako, tapos magkakamali ako. But making mistakes is the fastest for you to learn things the hard way. Unfortunately, but yes, you can easily recover from that. No problem about that, about recovering. But again, take risks. If you don't take risks, mahirapan kayo. I'll share to you my experience back at Intel. No? When I joined Intel, as a design group, there was 2 set of groups. No, 3. There's layout, and the design is actually 2 sets. Digital design and analog. Okay? I'm part of the analog group. But, I had so many seniors ahead of me sa analog. And I figured, it will take time for me to be able to be given big projects. Kasi sila yung nauna eh. Sila yung mas experience eh. Okay? What I did, I moved horizontal. Nag-open sila ng bagong group verification. Sabi ko, sige, I'm interested in that. Kasi walang kukuha eh. Dahil sila gusto nila design. Sabi nila, verification. Bong, bahala ka na dyan. Ha? Okay, fine. I took verification. No? I stayed there for 2 years. What's good with that is it opened up opportunities for me to talk to technical marketing and talk to product development. Kasi I verify the whole chip eh. Sila, yes, ang gagaling nila mag-analog design, yung mga pumps, yung mga ESPs. Yung iba, digital, ang gagaling nila doon. Fine. You make your own niche. Okay, you make your own niche. And it came to a point, 2007, they were looking for a person. We wanted to run this big program here in the Philippines. Fortunately, I'm one of those na has a very wide set of experience. I can do analog, I can do verification, I can do product development. And they asked me to lead the group. So nobody was expecting that. And, it was, for me, it's a proof that, you have to make your own path sometimes. Don't follow what's set in front of you. Okay? Understand the potential and risks of the organization. back in 2007, okay, so financial crisis, no? So there's going down in demand. We knew that in Intel world, the memory business is not making as much money as the microprocessors business. Di ba? Pag bumili ka ng CPU, magkano? Mababa ang 2.5, di ba? Hanggang ngayon ba? Ganun pa rin? Hindi ko na alam eh. Well, before, if you build black boxes, a white box, bibili ka ng CPU, RAM, and so on. Bibili ka ng CPU, mababa yung 2.5. Cheap na yun. Celeron na yun. I mean, nung araw, nung panahon ko that's $50 per chip. How much do we sell memories? Wala pang $1 per chip. But as far as making money as a business is concerned, we're not making much money sa memory. So when they decided, okay, get the ST microelectronic, the ST guys in Europe and combine it with Intel Flash, then eventually they sold it to Micron. Looking back, I said to myself, it was purely business, nothing personal. But I had a very bad transition during that time. Kasi during that time, I was running a big program, and fresh out of New Year, I was asked by my boss, hey Bong, one-on-one tayo, let's talk. Because we're planning to shut down the team in the next 4 months, and by the way, you're not allowed to talk to anyone, just the two of us know who knows that. Jeez, 3 months, I ran the project knowing na after that, we're done. 3 months. Nagkasakit talaga ako nun. So, ang bigat ng experience niya. But, again, that was a very big learning experience for me. And at some point, it made me decide na, if I have my opportunity, I'll start my own company. And forget about corporate blah blah and so on. So that's what happened to our group. And fortunately, for some of them, most of them, a year later, when it was already acquired by Micron, people started calling up the team members, say, you want to go over to the US and move here? So a lot of them move over there. So I'm one of the few who were left here. All right. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, the inflection point. Okay. Kami sa Intel kasi very familiar kami dyan because that's always the mantra, of Intel, na always be paranoid. Always be paranoid. Okay. So, transition of company's competitive position that requires a company to change current path and adapt new situations. What does that mean? If just like any business cycle, it's not a question of will this happen? It's a question of when. It always happens. Business is always a cycle. Okay? And if you don't react to that cycle, it's either your business will go down or it will go up. Ganun lang kasimple yun. The same thing on your personal level. If you start with a company, ang taas pa ng value, ang taas pa ng growth option nyo with that organization because you're just starting, diba? You're learning, you're making contributions. But over time, yung value mo magpa-flatline yan Magpa-flatline yan. Then eventually, something will change. Okay. Again, this is based on experience. The business model that we have right now is non-existing 10 years ago. We cannot do what we're doing right now 10 years ago. Why? One, walang internet backbone. Ang bagal ng internet. At least right now, people still nagre-reklamo, pero that's a lot better than what we have 10 years ago. Second, 10 years ago, I need, big servers, Sparks to run my simulation for 1 week. Now, I can run it on my laptop for like 3 hours. Yeah? So our business model right now was not even possible 10 years ago. What happened was all these technology changes allowed our group to increase yung value namin over time. If I'm a designer or a layout engineer in the US, their value goes like this. Okay? Kasi nagkaroon ng replacement Everybody went to India, to Philippines, to Vietnam, and so on. because of that revolution in capability of computing. If they don't change the way they think, talagang pa-flatline yan. Or even babagsak. So right now, some of the layout managers that I work with in the US, they don't do layout anymore, they do project management. So they have to retool themselves as well so that they increase their value. Again, it's not a question of if, but when. It always happens, even in your careers. Okay? At the end of the day, it's all about choices. No? Wait. I forgot to mention something here. The reason earlier when I told you that when does this normally happen on a personal level, sa career level, we have this rule in the industry wherein you consider yourselves expert in a certain field if you've spent 10,000 hours on that field. 10,000 hours. That is equivalent to 4 years kung workaholic ka, or 5 years kung you just 8-hour day kind of work. That will happen to your career. 4 to 5 years periods. Okay? Ngayon, the reason I was mentioning earlier that if you made the wrong choice simply because you decided on the salary package and you have to reset again 3 years down the road, you lost 3 years already. Ang malaking bagay yun pagdating sa development, especially leadership position na pinag-uusapan. Okay? So that's why, if the difference isn't that big, go for something you like. Okay? Alright. So when you're in that position, it's all about choices. Okay? Take stock of your personal options. This is where your values come in. When I say take stock of your personal options, ano ba sitwasyon mo? What worries me with some of the millennials right now is they don't have an idea of savings. I don't know, especially for you guys, when you go out there and work, please mag-save kayo. Huwag yung, ubos biyaya yung salary nyo. Kasi, I tell you, again, yung inflection point, it's not a question of if, it's when. You better prepare yourselves to have that option later on. Right? Because, here, I've seen a lot of people first 2 years in their job, new car, new this, new that, then you're stuck in debt. And then when those inflection points happen, they cannot take charge of their situation. They let circumstances dictate them. Yun ang pinakamahirap sa lahat. Do you really have a choice? If you prepare, you have a choice. Okay? Don't be a victim mentality na, kasi ganito nangyari, it's beyond my control and so on. Technically, it's really beyond our control, but it's really about preparation. On my personal level, I had that choice back then. Say, when they asked me, hey Robert, can you be one of the 4 who stays? By the way, all those 4 is in the US now. Sa Micron, California sila. So, sabi ko sarili ko, probably not. I'll just give it to the next guy in the list. So that guy came from back. He was like, thank you, Mom. Thank you. Like, he was really, really happy. And ako naman, sabi ko, yes, I'm out of work. Makapag-MBA na ako. Kasi I was really planning to take my MBA. I was driving from Rizal all the way to General Trias every single day. I leave 5 in the morning and drive fast para dumating doon na 7:30. I leave by 4 and drive fast para makauwi ng 7:30 ng gabi. So that was my life at Intel before. No? At some point, I was asking myself, hanggang kailan ko kaya magmaneho ng ganun kalayo? It's like, minsan, be careful for what you ask for. They come in different forms. Okay? So, on my case, it was a form na, okay, we're going to shut you down. You guys figure out what to do next. And for me, during that time, I really look at it, wow, blessing in disguise. This is what I was waiting for. Not because I don't like my work, but simply because to a certain degree I was thinking, what will I do next? So that's when I decided, okay, I'll put up the company and get my MBA. So do I have a choice? I had a choice, but it wasn't an easy choice. It was a tough choice. Okay, I had a 2-year-old kid back then. So at some point, iniisip ko rin, what will happen if this will not fly? I might as well consider working in the US. Okay, but what level of risks are you comfortable with? Okay, again, you have to ask that sa sarili nyo. Kasi all boils down again to preparation. If I'm not comfortable with those kinds of risks, then I might as well not do it. Right? But, as I've mentioned to you, at the age of 13, I'm living on my own. So I'm very, very much comfortable with risk-taking. So, for me, risk is part of who I am already. Okay? So an exciting cycle begins, and once you decide, please do not look back. No regrets. Minsan pa nag-uusap kayo ng friends ko, Bong, what if in-accept mo yung dito sa US? Sabi ko, no, I don't care about that. I made my choice a long time ago, and I'm happy with my choice where I am right now. Again, don't look back. No regrets. Kasi once you live with those kind of regrets, it will hold you back forever. Right? Kaya parati ako sinasabi sa mga freshmen, every time I talk to freshmen, please make sure, choice nyo itong course na to. Hindi kayo pinilit ng nanay at tatay nyo na nandito kayo. Kasi, malaking regret yan. Okay, let's talk about areas of growth and opportunities, no? Again, it's not, I won't go into specific details here, but personally, I'm worried about agriculture per se. Kasi it's the most neglected aspect ng economy natin. I don't know if you know statistics in agriculture that the average age of farmers is 57. Alam niyo ba yun? Hindi. Anyway, average age of farmer is 57. So at some point, who will feed us 10 years down the road? So at some point, there has to be something to be done in agriculture. Again, if you ask me ano yun, hindi ko rin exactly alam. But there are structural hindrance in place that I think needs to be changed. Automation, that's everywhere, no? A lot of data out there, need to learn from them. So that's why IBM is pushing hard with data analytics. And if you talk to other companies, you've got Internet of Things with, automation in industry, smart cities, smart car, ano pa ba? Smart office, smart everything. And that's all about automation. Okay, maraming opportunities dyan. Just to give you an example, for some of the electronic companies here in the Philippines, we have who's taking a hard look into automation. IMI, we know is very keen on that one because of automotive. Yun yung bread and butter business nila. Surtech, I don't know if you read the news lately, Dado Banataw partnered with them to invest in Cloud Mondo. So that's parang free Wi-Fi project, no? And I believe Xinyx is also very much active here with their partnership with IBM. So on the automation side of things and Internet of Things category, there are new developments happening even within the local scene. In fact, I'm part of the group, me and Dr. Gison are part of the group. We call it the Semiconductor Working Group. We're working with EEEI actually to help them craft how IC design can be integrated to revive manufacturing here in the Philippines. Who knows what's the biggest export earnings ng Pinas? You know? Wanna try? Yes? Excuse me. Biggest export is still electronics. Around $27 billion per year. the sad part is it's been going down for the past 4 years. From around 30, 32 in 2011, medyo dahan-dahan siya bumaba. What's catching up is BPO. Okay? The business process outsourcing. And when you say BPO, don't think about call centers only. Actually, we consider ourselves a BPO company, yung Xinyx. Kasi it's as engineering services. There's a lot of other companies out there who's doing a lot of engineering work. Like, if you know Fluor, in oil and gas, there's also Chevron services, thermal services. Ano pa ba? Emerson. Okay, so basically services din yun. So anyway, what else? So dito papasok product development and manufacturing. So SAP is very active on this, trying to understand, okay, with all this legacy manufacturing in place since the 70s. Tama ba? Kasi 1970s, electronics manufacturing na tayo. Pero 40 years down the road, nandun pa rin yung iba, legacy pa rin. So what can we do in product development to leverage on the manufacturing side of things? Infrastructure, that is power, that is telecoms, that is utilities. Okay? There's still a lot of growth in that one, especially in the renewables. Bakit ko sinasabing renewables? People might think, oh, bagsak ang crude oil. So makes sense to just, buy the crude then. But fortunately, we signed the COP21 agreement last year in Paris. So that implies na, as a country, we need to figure out to wean ourselves off the CO2 emissions. So that means renewable energy will be there for foreseeable future. So, sino mga players yan? EDC for geothermal, and you have some of the companies in solar and wind. Okay? And of course, there's always services. Maraming services. Okay? Again, for me, it's all about the mindset. Believe that you can do it. Okay? Sabi nga ng Nike, just do it. So yes, you can do it. And this is something I'd like to share. Yes, you can lead. Okay? The problem with us Filipinos, sometimes in the global scale, takot tayo mag-risk. Mas aggressive yung mga Indians kaysa sa atin. Working with Intel, pag pumasok ka nun sa Intel, para kang nasa United Nations eh. Konting-konti lang yung mga whites. No? Marami kaming Asians, Vietnamese, Taiwanese, Indians, pinaka-aggressivong Indians. And sometimes, even if alam mong, uy, ginawa ko yun, that should be my credit. They claim credit for it. Alright? Not to down yung Indians. I mean, they're very good people, but I think we just need to be as aggressive as them in selling our capabilities. Okay? So, when you go out there in the field, when you go out there working in the industry, do not take that, I don't want to make a mistake, I don't want to lead. Minsan kasi, in a classroom, nakikiramdaman tayo. Sino mo mag-lead? Ikaw na lang, lead. Diba? Ganun tayo mga Pinoy eh. Sometimes, take the initiative. Okay? Don't be afraid to do that. This is a mindset that, rather than compete with your seatmates, your classmates, think of how you can enlarge the pie all the time. How you can create more opportunities as a group rather than competing with yourselves. Right? Naintindihan nyo ba ito? Okay, kasi, again, sad to say, crab mentality is existing, it is real. Okay, hindi siya hypothetical. That's why for us Filipinos, we really need to figure out, how do we need to have that mindset na rather than competing with us, competing with ourselves, we should be competing with people in Vietnam, in Malaysia, in Taiwan, and so on. Dapat ganun yung mindset yung global. Hindi yung makipag-compete ako na, 1 year pa lang itong isang to, talo na ako. Be careful with that kind of mindset. Okay? That's why for me, my mantra is always, compete with yourself. Okay? Compete with yourself. That means, kung ito yung nagawa ko ngayon, anong next year ang gagawin ko? I don't care if the rest will slow down. I don't care if you're faster than me. At It all boils down to self-improvement, continuous self-improvement. And I'd like to share this. No? I found this in Facebook. This is actually nice. Kasi two moms talking to their kids. If you do not study, you will end up like him, pointing to yung naglilinis. The other mom says, if you study well, you will be able to make a better world for me. Right? I have 2 kids. I can relate pretty well on this one. So, you know, later on, as you start your own families, you have to start thinking, how will I rear my child to be able to create a bigger impact sa society? Again, taga-UP kayo. Ang laki ng puhunan ng gobyerno sa inyo. Please do not forget that. Okay? So, at some point, you should have the mindset, how will you be able to make a better world for people less fortunate na hindi sila nakapag-UP education? Alright? And I'd like to give you 2 points to ponder. Okay? Yeah, I found this data from the business world. I don't know if you can see this, but what the graph says, 2010, we are considered a younger country. So Philippines is 4% of our population is 65 and older. Ang projection nila by 2060, 13% lang ng population natin is 65 and older. So that means for the next 50 years, we are considered a very young country in terms of age demographics. So at some point, we should be asking ourselves, we have a lot of young and energetic people in the next 50 years. Question is, paano natin tutulungan itong mga to make themselves improve in potential? Okay, I'll show you another data. Alright, this data was published by World Bank, and what it says here is that you see the 20%. Scenario 1 is if we increase the number of years of schooling for everyone. So, kasi in the height of K-12 debate ito, kung data na ito ginawa. It says, if we increase the access to school for everyone without increasing the skill sets, constant skill sets, mas marami lang supply, we will be increasing our GDP by 20% for the next 15 years. However, if we focus on increasing the skill sets of our people such that I think 85% it will score 400 plus, I think this is in SAT equivalent, we will be increasing our GDP by 72%. Even better, if we have more people, smart people, na 85% more than 400, 15% more than 600, we'll be increasing our GDP by 110%. So what does that imply? It's not a question of quality. It is a question of improving the number of people who has access to higher education. That gives you more bang for the buck. And what does that imply? It implies that the level of expectation on this group, kayo yun. Kayo yung 600 plus, okay? I'm hoping ng 600 plus. Kayo yun. And we need all that talent here, not out there. Because we have a big bunch of young people to carry with us. Kasi who will lead them? Sige nga. Who will lead them? Do you think people who are 50 years old now will be leading them? No. It's you, me, us here in this room. So it's a question of pay your dues. Okay, pay your dues meaning understand whatever field you will be there, you will be part of. Then try to make a difference on that field. Kasi a lot of people are banking on what you will be imparting on. And lastly, I don't know kung may nag-ROTC pa sa inyo dito. Meron pa ba? Wala na. Pero sino umabot ng ROTC? Wala rin. Ito kasi, every week, we used to recite this sa ROTC. Kaya talagang, I can really relate on this. We always do this. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And what I can do, I ought to do. And what I ought to do, by the grace of God, I shall do. I will leave you this kind of thought for the rest of the day. Pag-isipan niyo yan. For the rest of, as you consider the kind of career path that we're going to take, pag-isipan niyo yan. Because for me, nung una akala ko sa Araw easy lang yan. Okay? Never did I think that it will have such a significant impact on me as I move on in my career. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm open for questions.
Now let's now proceed to the open forum and free discussion. Sino yung may question to raise your hand?
Yep.
Sir, gaano ka-useful ang MBA? Yes. Like, you're a president, so siguro naiwan ko very useful siya since business-oriented person ka. Pero kung medyo mas engineering orientation, ano siya ka nagagamit?
Alright, so for people in the back, in case you haven't heard the question was, how useful is MBA in the organization, right? Or in your career development, I guess. Let me answer it in a different perspective. No? The reason why I mentioned earlier about opportunities, you have to understand, if you are going to stay in the Philippines, I would say MBA is very, very critical. If you're going to move outside, then do a PhD. Kasi marami ng MBA doon. Okay, if you go to the US, dami ng MBA doon, tambak ng MBA doon. If you stay here in the Philippines, very few people has engineering degrees and MBA. When I attended business school in Ateneo, I was actually one of the very few engineers sa class namin. And they were, actually, takot sila kasi sabi na, ikaw, engineer ka naman, kaya-kaya mo yung math. No? MBA is a lot of math. Okay? Because it deals with financial analysis, it deals with planning, and so on. Okay? That's why for MBA programs, in fact, very, very encouraged sila yung engineering degrees to take MBAs. If you go to AIM, Asian Institute of Management, engineering degree is something that they will prioritize. Okay, I have this friend, si Carmi. She's also an alumnus here. 2002 yata siya graduate. We were part of Intel before, and siya ginawa niya after Intel. She cashed out everything, put her money in AIM, and then took her MBA, and now she's part of Citigroup. So sa banking na siya. So siguro, on any organization, the ability to, sometimes kasi engineering, ang mindset natin is to innovate, right? Sometimes do something new. But in a business organization, you should be able to sell that idea. Ano ang return on, ano yung return on capital nun? Ano yung impact nun sa bottom line ng company? So, if you have an MBA, that's a good way for you to practice that kind of mindset. Okay, so for me, if you stay here and there's a big gap with engineering and MBA experience here in the Philippines. If you go to US, I don't recommend MBA. Mag-PhD ka na lang. Or at least MS. Kasi they need more technical people there. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Next question.
Padagdag ko lang. It doesn't mean we don't need more MS and PhD here. We need more MS and PhD here. Okay? Kasi konting, actually that's a problem Dr. Ison has. Kasi analog is really ramping up hiring and kulang talaga yung MS and PhD natin. Yes.
Sir, sa perspective na kunyari kami na eventually mapapanood sa industry sana. Advisable ba na mag-postgrad agad after ng graduation dito sa undergrad or mag-experience muna nung outside?
Okay, the question is it advisable to pursue experience or mag-postgrad muna? Right? So, I would answer that question with the statement I had earlier. Ano ba yung passion mo? If your passion is, for me, if you like teaching, then by all means do postgrad muna. But if you like the challenge of a corporate world na, again, depende sa corporation. It could be very, very fast-paced. It could be very volatile. If that's the kind of challenge that you're after, then by all means get the experience and decide later on whether an MS or a PhD makes sense for you. Okay, I'll share you yung experience ko with Intel. No? On my second and third year with Intel, I was thinking, should I get my MS? Or forget about my MS? I decided at that point na it would be more valuable for me as a professional not to pursue my MS but rather my MBA later on. Kasi the reason for that is, again, as mentioned ni Dr. Rizon, the level of what you guys are doing right now in school as compared to like 15 years ago during our time is totally different. Okay, so during that time, the level of experience that I'm getting at Intel is, kumbaga, if I compare it in the academic world, probably 3 to 5 years and 2 years to them. So, yung learning gap, medyo malaki. That's what they're trying to fix now, to make the learning gap shorter. So for me, during that time, MS, I decided maybe that's not the right track for me, but rather, as I move along with my career, I decided I'll probably take my MBA. So does that answer your question? It all boils down to what you like. I'll give another example. If you feel strongly about a certain idea, I feel na I don't want to go corporate. I want to do my own startup on this one. Get your MS. Then try to figure out the pitfalls of that industry during your MS. Okay, if you want to do startups, MS PhD is a good track. Questions pa? Yep.
Sir, when you started your company, did you operate with a venture capital?
So the question was, when we started our company, did we operate with venture capital? The answer is no. I put all my retirement fund from Intel there. Kumbaga, I bet it all doon. And it was a bootstrap operation on our end. No? And that's why at some point, the risk on my end was really, really high. And on the first year of our operation, I was asking myself, tama ba yung ginawa ko? But eventually, at some point, you just have to persevere and learn from your mistakes. And you have to learn from your mistakes fast, because it burns money not to learn from your mistakes fast. I'll share to you yung anong mistake yung ginawa namin. When we started, I was a designer. So my heart was really in designing things. When we started, sabi ko, I'd like an outsourced design operation. It's about design. I don't care about layout verification. Only to find out that people will not talk to us about design because of IP issues. They don't want to share the IPs, how we simulate this, how they come up with this, and so on. What they wanted to talk to us was, can you lay it out for us? Because there's no IP there. I just give you yung netlist ko and then just send me back my GDS. First year of operation, we burn our cash. Second year, I have to ask my partners, we need to reboot. This time around, it will be a layout company designed as an enabler. Good thing they agreed. And yun na, nag-fly na. So you have to learn from your mistakes fast. Any more? Last one or two questions, I guess, before we move to the next topic.
What makes your business thrive sa Philippines?
All right. Well, makes my business thrive in the Philippines? Again, I'll go back to the hedge fund concept a while ago. No? So what is our biggest leverage? I call it arbitrage because it's basically what is the difference between salary structures in the US versus here in the Philippines. And again, as I mentioned, there are two things that plays in our favor. One is the level of salary structures. If people would like to reduce their development cost, it's very, very hard for them to hire a lot of layout in the US. Alright? Very, very hard for them to do a lot of layout in the US. In fact, layout in the US, just an FYI, it's not even, people who do layout in the US, they don't even have engineering degrees. Pero dito, lahat ng layout namin engineers. There's one advantage to that. We can react very, very fast to changes in technology. Bato lang sa amin yung, ito yung bagong DRM, bahala na kayo gumawa ng bagong architecture for that. Our engineers can react very, very fast. Walang problema doon. And the fact that even if they are very young, they can ramp up to that kind of technology very, very fast as well. So for us, that's one very big advantage that in this industry, you know, semiconductors were dictated by Moore's Law, diba? Every 2 years, you double the capacity, you reduce the cost, and so on. If you cannot react fast, then you're dead. As simple as that. If you don't churn out products every 6 months or less, you're dead. Our group helps our client tape out every 4 months. So, ganun kabilis yung turnover ng projects. Okay? Every 4 months, we try to tape out a product with our clients. And we have like 60 plus engineers doing that right now. And I think we still need to go more. Again, if you're into IC layout and IC design, the demographics in the US is getting older. Very seldom do I see very young people go and say, I'll do IC design in the US. Everything is in India, Philippines, and Vietnam. I mean outside of China. China, they have their own agenda. Kasi they're pushing their own IC design industry. India is very, very active. In fact, one of the problems in India is poaching of talent. Very, very high attrition in IC design. Simply because there are so many IC design companies in India. And, you know, that's what I'm hoping to see in the Philippines as well. Kahit sabihin natin, yeah, competitor namin yung iba dyan. You know, that's fine. You have to make the pie bigger. And that's why we're working with Dr. Hizon and with PIIC to broaden the capabilities of the other schools as well. Not only you. Okay? Alright, thank you so much for your time and for listening.
Okay, thanks, Bong. So, our next speaker is no stranger to the EEEI. So, he's been active doing lectures and has been a partner in several activities as well. Without further delay, yes, Gary?
Sige, magandang araw. So, good evening. Siguro, alam niyo naman today, Feb 15, sa mga favorite days sa mga ibang tao. Okay, so, a little introduction sa sarili ko, no? So, ito kami nung thesis kami, boy band, mga musmus pa lang. Enjoy ko pa yung passion ng button sa ganyan. So, nag-WSL kami. Kami yung una nag-aaral ng RFID. Advising namin si Dr. Marciano. So, napagbigyan kami. Dalawang group dapat kami. Makulit kami. Kami na lang 5. Isang thesis lang. So, sige na nga. Kulit na. So, ito kami 5. Ito nung 2006. And, isa sa mga pinagawa sa amin ni Dr. Marciano noon, no? Pinasali kami sa isang business writing competition. Pangalan ng Peso, Philippine Emerging Startups Open. Tapos, syempre kami medyo mayamang pa. So sabi namin, patentable idea, di ba? Galing kaming EEEI, galing kaming mga engineers. So, eventually nanalo naman kami. Most innovative project, saka best business plan natin. Nalo kami doon 100,000. Early 2007 yun. So, supposedly, yun na dapat yung seed capital mo, diba? Para mag-start ng business. Kaso kami, di ba naman kami seryoso nun, diba? Puro laway lang yun. Hindi kami talaga seryoso. Niloloko lang namin sila. Pero may pera kami. 2008, graduate ako. So, medyo pinalad ako. May galing yung mga classmates ko. So, nung graduate, medyo nag-honors naman. And, after graduation, so iniisip ko ano nang gagawin ko, diba? Sobrang sarap sa UP, bakit ako alis? So nag-decide ako mag-ERDP. ERDP, binabayaran ko na. Sweldo ko, 15,000. Parang half day ka na lang. At makakatambay ka pa sa lab para maglaro. So, ang pangingin mo, diba? And, isa sa mga reasons ko din kung bakit ako nag-masters pa, ay para makapaglaro ng football. So, part ako ng UP football team, 6 years. Yung final year, sweldo nga lang kami, nag-champion sa UAAP. So, yan yung first year na nag-champion and then yun, laging nagko-compete sa finals or top team. Okay, so kami nag-start na. And then eventually, yan, pagtapos ko na mag-football, ano nang gagawin ko? Ayoko pa rin magtrabaho sa industry. Back then, yung option ko lang, startup, number 1. Number 2, academe. PhD siguro, magturo. Or number 3, government. Hindi sobrang interesting sa akin yung industry kasi wala masyado atang social dapat. So, ang gagawin ko. Buti na nag-opportunity sa EEEI. May project, lumapit sa EEEI. RFID project. Eventually, nag-decide kami spin-off yung company. So, ito yung start ng 2010. Late 2009, 2010, nag-start kami ng company. Kasama namin si Dr. Marciano. Sir Tay, dating ano rin yan, EEEI professor. Yung 4 na magkakasama nag-thesis, 4 out of the 5 na nag-thesis, nag-start ng company. So lahat kami nag-MS. Yung isa pumunta ng Japan, pero pinabalik namin, pinasama rin namin sa company. So kaming 5. Start namin company. Tapos, sobrang yabang namin, parang, hello, masters, EEEI. Pero hindi pala nag-work yun. Puro kami walang work experience. Hindi pa naman din. So, nung nag-start kami, actually, mga first 6 months, squatter kami dun sa room 306, yun yung first office namin. Dati, pag sa guard, magpapadala yung BPI ng, sa room 306 pa naka-address yun. Itemhound Corporation, EEEI Building, room 306. So, yun yung unang address namin, squatters namin doon. Eventually, kailangan na namin lumipat, nakakaya na. So, napunta kami sa Open PBI, kapitbahay namin yung Xinyx. Yung unang room namin, sobrang liit lang, 20 square meters. Pag yung isa may sakit, umubo, the next day may sakit na yung iba. Sobrang liit lang. Eventually, naging okay naman, umunlad. And naglipat na kami sa bagong office, mga ribbon cutting pala. Ito, 2013, medyo bata kaming group. 14 kami dyan. 13 out of the 14 na members ng team na yan galing EEEI. So, tinry namin, puro mga taga-EEEI kilala namin. So, yan, pinagkuha namin. Okay, pero dahil lecture series to, sorry, ako yung kwento. I-research ko ba ito, kailangan natin magpaka-technical. So, now, medyo i-discuss natin transient response, filters, bias and division. And I'm serious. Okay. Pero una natin kailangan sagutin, bakit nga ba nasasawi? So, dyan tayo, revolve yung katanungan natin. Okay. So, sagutin natin yan sa perspective, sa point of view siguro ng pagdating sa circuits. Dito tayo, sa circuits tayo. EEEI. Bakit ba nasisira yung circuits usually? Diba? So, usually dahil yan sa mga surge bigla ng mataas sa kuryente. So, dyan usually yung sira yung circuit. Diba? So, sabi daw kailangan ng mga decoupling capacitors. So ngayon, medyo mag-back to the basics muna tayo. Talagang magti-EEEI tayo. So isa sa mga una natutunan ko, EEEI 33. RCC. So, Diba? Transient response. So, okay, RC circuit, merong exponential. Eventually, after 5 tau daw, diba, steady state na ulit dapat. So, yan yung isa sa mga importanteng concept na natutunan ko is yung time constant, di ba? And affected nga yung time constant, influence ng resistance sa capacitance. Very basic, dapat alam nyo na, di ba? At nagbibigay pa tayo ng example. So ito for example, isang circuit, meron tayong pulse. May 24 volts bigla. Okay? At t equals 0, after 4 milliseconds, pinatay. So ano magiging response ng circuit natin? 24 volts. Okay, 24 volts daw. So ito daw yung response niya. Okay. So kung makikita nyo, medyo umabot lang siya sa 14 volts. So kung yung circuit mo, decide na ano ba mga maximum rating nun. Diba? Kung max niya 20 volts, buhay pa siya. Diba? Kahit pinasukan ng 24 volts, buhay pa siya. Okay. So ngayon, kailangan natin i-relate yan sa buhay para hindi sobrang technical. Diba? So, siguro tayo may mga kanya-kanyang response din, transient response. So, yung iba, mabilis mag-adapt. Yung iba, sobrang tagal, di ba? Slow to warm up. And yun nga, may mga trade-off bawat isa. Slow to warm up, safe ka sa mga changes. Diba? Hindi mo bibigla yung puso mo sa mga sudden spikes. Buhay ka pa. Hindi ka masasabi. Pero, yun nga, minsan, marami ka na miss out. Diba? Pag medyo mabagal yung transient response mo, pwedeng marami ka ma-miss out sa buhay. Okay? So, ito yung sa mga naisip ko transient response sa steady state. Sana puro steady state na lang, di ba? Kasi mas madaling isolve. Pag transient response, may mga differential na naman yung pwede ba steady state na lang? Kaso sabi daw sa buhay, if there's one thing that is constant, yun yung change. Diba? So, laging magbabago, I guess, never magiging steady state. Laging may changes. Okay, so, ngayon yung question bilang engineer, di ba, change, constant na yan. Yun yung kailangan natin embrace. So ngayon, paano natin, I guess, i-embrace yung change, i-manage yung change. So, bumalik na naman ako sa notes ko. Ngayon, EEEI 101. Ito yung pinakaunang slide natin. Ito yung pinakaunang slide natin sa EEEI 101. Dr. Ramos. Okay, so, kailangan natin ng control system. Diba? Paano natin control yung change? Paano yung ma-manage yung change? Okay. So, isa sa mga natutunan ko doon, yung control system. Okay, so, meron tayong input. Meron tayong inputs, outputs. Pinakontrol natin ito. Ito yung control system natin. Okay, so, yan yung control natin. Ngayon, magsimula tayo sa, syempre, kailangan talaga ito transfer function. Ito yung open loop system. So kung magsimula tayo sa example natin kanina, meron lang tayong low pass filter. May isang pole. Okay, so yun yung transfer function natin. Okay, so ngayon, para ma-improve natin yung control, diba? Ano yung mga isang way nga natutunan ko sa EEEI? Kailangan natin ng feedback loop. So yun yung example. Pero nangyayari dyan, pag may feedback loop ka na, mas nagiging komplikado na yung response. Diba? Mas mahirap na i-solve. Hindi nga katulad natin na exponential lang. Ayan, ano ang solution na ito. So, review ulit. Dati ganito. Okay. So, may mga rise time, delay time. So, depende yan sa response mo. Ngayon, dahil siguro may feedback ka na, magiging complex yung system mo. So, may mga ganito na. May mga spikes na. Diba? Pwede mo na bilisan yung pag-ramp up mo. Okay, pwede ka mag-overshoot. Diba? Pero dahil may feedback ka, babalikan. Diba? So, gano'n lang. Feedback na feedback. Diba? Okay. So, anong trade-off nito? The next slide. Okay. Kailangan na example na naman. So, ito kunwari isang transfer function. Isang tao, may transfer function niya. So, ganito daw yung response niya. Okay? Ito yung optimal solution niya. Mag-peak muna. Okay? Tapos, mag-pass, babalik. Until eventually mag-steady state. Okay? So, ano mangyayari kung bago-bagoyin natin transfer function? Isang way, yan. Medyo taas natin yung damping factor. So, hindi na ganun kataas yung peak mo. Okay? So, kung medyo mahina yung puso mo, pwede, mas kaya ka na ito. Diba? Yung stress level, hindi na sobrang taas. So yung isa sa mga way, di ba? Para kailangan natin i-adjust yung transfer functions natin. Or pwede ka maging overdamp pag nasobrahan. So wala ka ng peak, pero mas bumabagal yung response mo. But in terms of yung mga rise time, mas bumabagal ka na. Or, pag medyo malalala, nagkamali ka ng transfer function, hindi ka nagko-converge dun sa optimal solution, palayo pa. Kaya nagda-diverge na. Okay? So, sorry, masyadong technical. Pinaghandaan ko kasi na-miss ka mag-lecture, no? So, ito ngayon sabi yung mga system parameters, damping factor, natural frequency, and depende sa poles and zeros mo. May mga effect yan. Overdamp, critically damp, and so on and so on. So, nagsimula tayo, di ba? Simula tayo dito. Sir, correct na lang ako. Hindi pa ako nag-review masyado. So, nagsimula tayo dito, di ba? Single pole. Okay, eventually nagkakaroon ng complex conjugates. Pupunta tayo dito. Anong advantage nun? Pag dinadagdagan natin ang poles, mas bumibilis yung rise time natin, di ba? Trade-off, pwede tumataas yung peak, pero bumibilis ka. In terms of rise time, bumibilis yan. Pero yung peak mo, tataas na yan. Pag hindi mo na-manage yung maigi, nandito ka sa point na to, mag-oscillate ka, di ba? Ang taas ang peaks, pati yung pagbaba, di ba? Magkakasing taas ang sila, so nag-oscillate ka. Pero ang malala, di ba? Pag hindi mo na-manage yung maigi, nandito ka. Unstable region. So marami mga ganyan, hindi na ma-manage yung mga changes, nagda-diverge, nababaliw siguro, I guess. So, ano pa isang way, no? Bilisan yung frequency. Yung trade-off kanina, pwede mong taasan yung overshoot, pero bibilis yung rise time. Tama, di ba? Yung isang way, pag in-increase mo yung natural frequency, same lang yung mga overshoot, pero yung cycles mas bibilis, no? In terms of course, yung mga trade-offs din yan. Okay. So, nagre-review na naman ako, no? EEEI 107 na naman to. Isa sa mga nakita ko dun, I guess yung mga peaks, di naman talaga natin maiiwasan kung ideal response natin. Meron talaga mga peaks yan. Pero yung key lang, ma-manage natin, I guess, yung natural frequency at yung damping factor ng tama. Para mas malapit tayo sa ideal response. Okay. So bakit ko to sinasabi lahat? Okay. So we live in the time now na gusto lahat na mabibilis. Pag nasa startup ka, gusto ng mga tao lahat bilisan. Lahat bilisan. Diba? And sana lang ma-realize nyo na lahat yan may trade-off, lahat may cost. Okay? Pwede nating bilisan ang bilisan. Growth natin, pwede bilisan yan. Pero at the end of the day, may trade-off yan. So hopefully, hindi kayo mag-break. In fact, pagdating sa startups ngayon, diba, isa sa mga uso, growth hacking. Wala namang ganyan occupation naman. Pero ngayon, mga growth hackers sobrang proud. Diba? I'm a growth hacker. So ano bang definition ng growth? Okay, yung growth hackers, usually ito yung objective nila, di ba? Pag-grow yung company exponentially. Di ba? Pag magpo-project ka sa mga minsan financial statements or kung may startup class man kayo, laging ganda yung projection nyo. Pero hindi ganyan sa buhay sa startup world. Ang growth daw, parang ganito. Okay? Hindi siya exponential function. Para siyang series of step functions. So bakit yung sinasabi yung series of step functions yan? Kasi parang, let's say for example, nasa kotse ka. Hindi yan smooth, na tuloy-tuloy ka lang nag-accelerate, pabilis. Yan yung parang ride na accelerate, brakes, accelerate, brakes. Isipin mo kung gaano kahirap yun. Okay? Pag nandun ka na sa posisyon na yan, okay, may nagsabi, may nag-postulate. Okay, yung happiness daw, first derivative ng success. So, success, first derivative daw yung happiness. And I guess isa sa mga ideas na nag-agree maraming mga startups, no? Is yung emotions, roller coaster ride talaga pag nasa startup ka. Okay, madaling sabihin na masarap mag-startup, pero maraming side na hindi binabanggit. Like for example yan, sobrang stressful talaga. And in fact, marami nang napunta sa unstable region. Kahit mapapansin nyo sa news, mga ilang startup entrepreneurs nag-suicide. Kasi sobrang taas talaga ng stress level. Okay, so, hindi siya joke. Okay, on top of that, expected pa maging innovative, creative. So, yan, sa mga definition ni Steve Jobs, no? Creativity, connecting things. May mga bagay ka na nakita, na obvious naman, pero pagdating sa ibang tao, hindi sobrang obvious. Okay, so, sa akin, tinry ko na naman i-relate sa EEE, no? I guess for me, yung gano'n, may mga nakikita ka na hindi nakikita ng iba. Pagdating sa wireless comms, minsan, related siya sa receive sensitivity. May nare-receive ka na signal, na sa iba malabo, pero sa'yo, naririnig mo na malinaw. Okay, so, for example ito naman ng mga link budget, mga technical kasi tayo, sa RFID ko. Ngayon sa RFID, okay ka na pag nakakabasa ka ng mga 10 meters. Passive tag, 10 meters ang basa mo. Pero paano kung yung system na design mo, nakakabasa up to 100 meters? Diba? So, may mga bagay ka na nakita na hindi madaling ma-observe sa iba. So, I guess for me, yan yung isang pwedeng measure din ng creativity. May mga nakikita kang mga bagay na hindi madaling makita ng iba. So, pagdating sa wireless comms ngayon, diba, paano ma-achieve yan? Creativity na yan. Paano ma-achieve itong system na to? Diba, sobrang lapit mo na sa thermal noise na may mga signals ka na pick up na hindi madaling i-pick up. So, isa sa mga pwedeng gawin is, para ma-achieve yun, mag-implement ka ng okay na mga filters. So, as much as possible, pwedeng ideal filters. So, para magawa mo yung ideal filters na yan, kailangan mong taasan yung order mo. Nagsimula tayo sa mababang order. Until eventually, gusto natin gawing steeper ng steeper yung slope. Okay. So ngayon, try ko i-relate nga rin yung creativity dyan. Ano ba silbi nito? I guess, malaking bagay pag nag-open up ka ng bagong experiences. It's like adding poles and zeros sa transfer function mo, diba? Kung dati puro EEE lang alam natin, baka makakuha tayo ng ibang insight o ibang inspiration sa ibang mga bagay. Yung transfer function natin ay iba. Yung filter response natin, mas nagiging closer to ideal. Okay? Pero yung key dyan, diba, bawat experience siguro makukuhanan mo ng poles and zeros. Pero dapat alam mo kung saan siya ilalagay. Diba? Baka mag-end up, mag-cancel lang yung poles and zeros mo, wala din. So, it's not just opening up yourselves to different experiences. Kailangan mo rin talaga maintindihan yung experience na ginagawa mo. Diba? Before yan mag-add ng value sa'yo, kailangan na intindihan mo yung na maigi. So, hindi lang basta simple, expose mo yung sarili mo kahit saan ng bagay. From everything, you try to learn things that you could apply sa ginagawa mo. Okay? And ito nga, may mga different filter response naman. Matutunan mo dapat sa 113. So, mga cherry shell, butterworth. So, iba-iba yung response nila and iba-iba nga yung advantages nila. Okay. So, ngayon, shit, nakapagod. Sobrang technical na. Okay. So, ngayon, higher frequency. Ganun kasi yung drive ngayon, no? Lahat pabilisin natin, di ba? Kung pwedeng pabilisin yung mga lahat ng bagay, yung growth, gawin natin yun. Pero yun nga, hindi, pagdating sa high frequency, hindi na normal nag-operate yung mga bagay-bagay. Yung mga resistor, hindi na resistor, yung mga inductors, naging capacitors, capacitors, naging inductors. So yung transfer function mo, mas humihirap. Isa sa mga naging problema pa rin doon, pag high frequency, di ba? Inter-symbol interference. Okay? So, ano ba yan? Essentially, may mga ripples tayo. Kanina, nakita natin sa transient response. May mga ripples dyan. And pwede yan mag-affect sa mga next symbols. Pwede tayo magka-error. Okay? So, yun lang yung point. Minsan kaya mahirap rin pabilisin yung mga bagay-bagay. Kahit pagdating sa circuit level. Hirap pa taasin ako sa frequency kasi mag-introduce ka ng errors dyan. Okay? And ganoon din siguro pagdating sa startup minsan. Pag binilisan mo ng sobra na hindi kaya ng system mo, mag-i-introduce ka ng errors, mag-i-end up, pangit din yung output mo. Okay, itong mga bagay na to, kaya nating i-address by improving yung transfer function natin. Diba? Kung tayo yung circuit, pwede natin i-improve yung filter response natin. Pero, nung nalaman ko sa startup world, hindi lahat ng mga bagay kontrolado mo. Like for example, ito sa wireless communications. Sa wireless communications pala, may inter-symbol interference din. So, nangyayari yan dahil sa mga reflections. Ayan, makita mo dito, may inter-symbol interference. Okay? So, hindi lang yan nangyayari sa board level. Kahit pagdating sa wireless comms, diba, may nagtayo ng building dyan, makaka-affect na sa intersymbol interference mo. So, yung mga bagay na gano'n, hindi mo kontrolado. Okay? And yun yan, nangyayari yan dahil sa multipath fading. Okay? And doon ko na-realize sa multipath fading, kahit pala yung environment, may transfer function. So, for example, ito, kung wala kang multipath fading, lahat line of sight, so transfer function mo, ganyan. Pero pag may multipath ka, nag-iiba-iba. Pag severe yung multipath, sobrang iba-iba. Okay? So, sasabi ko tayo, may transfer function, pati yung environment, meron. Okay? And yung mga bagay na yan, yung mahirap i-control. Diba? It's out of your control. Yung system natin, pwede natin i-optimize and i-optimize. Pero pagdating dyan, paano gagalawin yung mga buildings? Diba? Mahirap i-optimize siya. So, paano nila try i-solve yung problema na yan pagdating sa wireless communications? Usually sagot, diversity. So, tinatry i-optimize yung time diversity, frequency diversity, spatial diversity. Okay, so the only way na mag-counter mo yung effect ng environment, di ba? Para maging better yung system mo, yun, utilize different systems. So, utilize multiple antennas, utilize multiple time slots, multiple frequencies. Okay? In that way, nag-improve nga yung system natin. And, yun nga, pwede natin mapabilis yung system, pwede natin improve yung capacity. Okay? So, pagdating dito sa diversity, I guess, pinaka-nare-relate ko to, pagdating sa football. Okay, so, ito yung team namin nag-champion nung last year, no? So, interesting mix yan ng mga tao, iba galing probinsya, iba galing Zobel, kung saan sa outreach. So, interesting mix. Pero pag na-align mo lahat ng mga yon para mag-add up, diba? You create something more powerful. Diba? Yun yung key pag sa diversity. Ma-align mo sila such a way na may constructive interference ka and not destructive interference. Okay, so, very interesting pag na-utilize mo na yung iba't ibang system. Yung sarili mo, mahirap i-manage, pero pag dumating yung time na kaya mong i-utilize yung ibang systems, diba? You create a better system. So, okay, yan nga pagdating sa environment, no? Pero, isa nga rin sa mga na-realize ko pagdating sa startup is, pinaka-importante rin is timing. Okay? Yung dinidiscuss pa lang natin, intersymbol interference. Pero paano naman kunwari pag sa Wi-Fi, yung ibang nag-i-interfere, yung mga ibang may cellphone, for example. Diba? Kahit gaano natin gusto ka-okay yung receive sensitivity natin, kung maraming maingay, wala tayong magagawa. So kahit sobrang ganda ng pandinig natin, kung nasa palengke tayo at lahat sumisigaw, walang effect yan. Diba? At yung mga bagay na yun, mas mahirap i-control. Diba? Minsan, the only way para marinig mo talaga yung signal na hinahanap mo is tumiming ka. O baka sa gabi, hindi na ganun kaingay sa palengke. So, yan yung bagay na sobrang hirap para sa akin intindihin nung nasa startup ako. Kala ko lahat kaya ko kontrolin. Optimize mo lang na optimize sarili mo. Eventually, magiging okay yung response mo. Pero na-realize ko maraming mga bagay out of my control. Okay? So, yun nga, minsan, ang sagot lang maghintay minsan. Which is, sobrang hirap para sa mga taong kayang i-control yung mga bagay-bagay. Okay? So, this is difficult for me to understand. Hanggang ngayon, hindi ko sobrang na-absorb ko. Yung timing, diba? Kasi gusto natin lahat ma-achieve now. Okay. Pero ito pa yung nakita ko sa isang graph, no? Hindi pala talaga sinusoid yung happiness at ng startup. Diba? Ito, pag nagsimula ka, pag na-launch yung startup mo, until eventually ito. Nandito ka sa region na yan. At gaano katagal yung region na yan? Diba? It depends. Tingin nyo gaano katagal before mag-succeed yung startups? Diba yung laging hina-highlight ng mga tao, yung mga overnight success? I don't think there's such a thing. Diba? Kailangan mo talaga mag-invest ng sobrang tagal na oras. Kailangan mo talaga mag-dusa ng matagal. Diba? Minsan para lang mag-succeed yung startup. Diba? Sorry, hindi ko kayo i-convince. Mag-startup tayo kasi ang pogi tingnan. Mahirap siya. Mahirap talaga. Diba? Kung sasabihin ko sa inyo na yung startup, kailangan nyo mag-invest ng 7 years para lang makarating kayo dito ay dito. Diba? Gagawin nyo ba yun? Pag nakikita nyo na yung mga kasama nyo na sobrang okay na ng trabaho or nakakapunta na ako saan and yet kayo nagbira pa rin. It's difficult. Nandito ka pa lang. Pero, I guess, may value rin minsan. Okay, ito mga last few slides ko na. Hindi ko sure kung kilala nyo to, Rogie Maglinas. Okay, so football team, papalaya ko pa ng number. So, siya yung na-diagnose sa may cancer noong October last year. And namatay siya 2 weeks ago. Late January, namatay siya. Okay. At pagdating sa football team, yan yung isa sa mga pinaka-fit. Yan yung isa sa pinaka-masipag mag-football. So sabi nga ng team, baka yan pa yung pinaka-masipag mag-football. And yet, namatay siya sa cancer. Okay. So nung nandun kami sa week, nung last week, birthday niya pa, 20 years old, so dapat hindi niya na inabutan. So sinasabi ng mga tao, di ba, parang mas deserving pa dapat ako mamatay dyan kaysa sa tao yan. Di ba? Pero, wala, yun yung binigay sa'yo. So, ako yung gusto ko lang sabihin, yung mga opportunities na bibigay, sa konting tao lang nabibigay yan. Maging part ka ng football team, sa konti lang yan. Mapunta ka sa EEEI, sa konti lang yan. Diba? For every isang student na nakapasok dito, ilan yung hindi nakapasok na nag-try. Okay? So, iba yung opportunities na nabibigay sa inyo. Diba? And, yun nga, I hope you make it count. And I hope maka-influence kayo sa future generations. Okay? Si Rogie namatay, pero isa sa mga malaking influence niya, no? Galing siya sa Masbate. Mahirap na region. Pero after niya, may mga taga Masbate na nakapasok sa football team ng EEEI. Yung mga nasa region na yun, natutuwa sa kanya kasi siya yung nag-pave ng way para yung mga bata makapasok din ng EEEI. Okay? And ang sinasabi ko sa inyo is, given kayo ng opportunity na hindi nagbibigay sa iba, dahil sa opportunity na yun, pwede kayo may ma-achieve. And yun nga, I hope hindi nyo sayangin and I hope maka-inspire pa kayo na future generations para mag-build on top sa mga na-achieve ng mga nauna. Okay, salamat.
Question?
Any questions for Sir Gary?
Ganun lang ako, sobrang hirap ko mag-start ako. Bakit hindi mo ginagawa? Or,
Actually, mahirap sagutin ang tanong mo eh. Hindi ko pa alam yung sinasagot. Pero, I guess, ako yung cliche pakinggan siguro. No? Pero, I'd like to think na somehow, we make it easier for the next generation na gawin to. Okay, so kami, yung group na from college, dumiretso sa startup, mahirap siyang gawin pag medyo nauna ka eh. Hopefully, pag nag-succeed kami, pag patuloy namin to, mas maka-inspire ng iba na gawin din yun, di ba? Parang nga, it's paving the way. So, sobrang hirap na, pero hopefully, ma-pave namin yung way para sa iba na try rin gawin yun. And eventually, pag mas naging norm yun, yung next generation, hihigitan ng hihigitan yun. Okay? So, dati parang iniisip, sana maging next Facebook, next Google. Pero I think reality is, wala yung Philippines sa stage na yun. Diba? Kailangan pa natin hintayin yung time na yun para ma-reach natin yun, maka-create tayo ng next Facebook o next Google. Pero kailangan natin i-build yung base unti-unti. Sino magbe-build ng base na yun? Diba? For me, okay lang kung hindi maging sobrang successful na startup ko. Pero kung maka-inspire ka sa magiging next Google, next Facebook, okay na rin yun, di ba? You're paving the way para sa next generation para maging easier yung, hopefully, maging easier yung path nila, mas mataas yung ma-achieve nila.
Other question? Minsan na sila pupunta rito. Hindi ka.
anong best experience mo sa startup?
Best experience? Ako, na-enjoy ko kasi talaga yung camaraderie sa group. So, meron isang time, 2012, yung ginawa namin noon, may mga new hires, yung ginawa namin, nagpunta kami sa Camotes Island, 1 week. Tapos nagkaano lang kami doon, na parang hackathon, nag-bootcamp kami essentially. Walang signal doon, pero may mga dala kami laptops, gumagawa kami ng antena doon, ganyan. Pero after noon, yung sobrang taas ng moral ng mga tao, napaka-sarap ng feeling na yun eh. Nung after namin magawa yun, lahat energized, lahat yung feeling talaga we can change the world. So sobrang sarap na maging part ng group na yun. Lahat kayo sobrang ganado sa akin. Yes.
Yeah, and go up to change.
Ako hindi kasi ako naniniwala sa regrets and going back and changing kung ano gusto mong gawin. Parang feeling ko, if you want to do something, pwede mong gawin ngayon yan eh. Like for example, ngayon nag-aaral ulit ako, pero yung inaaral ko naman psychology. So, in different perspective. Psychology yung inaaral ko. Okay, so, I think may mga bagay na kung gusto mo talaga, kaya mong integrate sa buhay mo and make it work sa kung ano ginagawa mo. Okay, so, ngayon very fascinated nga ako sa psychology and I think nagiging useful din siya for me pagdating sa work. Okay, so, hindi ako naniniwala masyado na babaguhin yung lahat before I go on a different path. Feeling ko, laging add up ka lang. Kung nasan ka ngayon, add up lang. Pwede mo namang iliko every time.
Sir, kasi part ako ng startup. So, what advice do you impart sa akin?
Gano'n na kayo katagal at ilang taon kayo lahat?
Currently, we're in 2 years na. And, actually, tatlo lang kami developers.
Anong mga age group nyo? Anong age range nyo?
Yung CEO namin at 30 plus na eh.
Okay lang.
So, ako,
So, ako, I guess, ito yung sasabi ko sa inyo. Yung mga 30s, mas stable na yan. Mas tatagal yan sa trabaho. Sa age natin, gusto natin mag-startup. Pero mas marami talaga sa ating bibitaw. Mahirap kasi talaga siya. Hindi pa marami pa tayong kailangan matutunang skills sa buhay in terms of commitment. So, ako, I suggest na mas inspeksyonin mo yung bad side para mas alam mo yung expect mo. Di ba? It's an investment talaga sa oras mo, commitment. Di ba? To make it work, hindi siya talaga overnight. Mas maraming failures pa sa simula kaysa good times. So, lahat ng mga tao sinasabi na okay mag-startup, okay naman. Pero kailangan mo lang i-balance sa negative side. Lahat naman may trade-off. Kailangan mo lang ma-realize kung ano yun. Di ba? Kung gusto mo, let's say, mag-raise ng funds eh. Kung gusto mong magkaroon ng investor, okay naman siya. Pero may trade-off siya. Di ba? In terms of stress level, di ba? Kailangan mo lang ma-realize yun. And hopefully, pag na-realize mo yun, mas ma-manage mo yun. Feeling ko sa startup nga, mas malaking bagay kung mapatagal mo lang yung company. Sinasabi ko sa ng mga ibang tao, minsan pag dumating ka ng 7 years, saka magiging okay. I mean, kahit ilang mga nakausap ng startup mo na nag-IPO dati. Diba? Parang minsan pagdating doon, saka magiging okay yung company. Pero ilan ba talaga yung kaya mag-commit sa isang startup ng 7 years?
So actually, napunta ngayon sa akin yung difficulty in trying to summarize what has been told. Ang dami na nasabi. I'd like to thank Bong and Gary for being trailblazers in a way, for choosing a different path. When I was growing up, bago graduate, isa lang naman narinig ko don't go to a company na may taga-UP na. You know why? Kasi pag nasa isang kumpanya ka na may taga-UP na nandun, mas mahirap ka na umangat. Kasi may mas down na sa'yo. So you choose a different place para you can make your mark there. Nung time ko, we chose to be in a different path by being in a place na I can be different. Now, I don't know. I guess this is the challenge for you. One thing I've heard, it's all about passion. You need to temper expectations. That is very clear. Doing a startup isn't really a rosy path. Maraming sacrifice. But in everything that you will do, it's all about sacrifices. Kasi di mo nang makukuha agad dati. Kaya you have to stick with what was told earlier. You have to stick with what you love. And maybe hindi kayo magsasucceed ngayon, but what is important is people learn from what you've done. If there's one hallmark na gusto ko sana makita sa mga students namin, is the fact that we can lead. Whether that was successful, whether that's not, we learn from something. Yun yung kulang ngayon sa Pilipinas Sige, startups in other countries, medyo norm na siya. Pero kailan pa sila nagsimula? Tayo, nagsisimula pa lang talaga tayo. Ngayon pa lang nagkakaroon ng venture capitalist. Actually, wala pa lang masyado Angels, sige, meron. Pero wala pa tayo sa culture na yun. But that's something that you and I can do something about. So, I guess that's the message here. We haven't done anything, or parang there's still so much things to do na bago at least sa atin. And don't be afraid to do that. Because in the end, you never know. Maybe the next Google, maybe the next Facebook can be here, or can be in a batch after you. Pero magtulungan tayo to achieve that. So, yun lang. So, thank you Bong, thank you Kabit. Hopefully, hindi kayo mapapagod pumunta dito sa EEEI. And hopefully, one of you would be able to help them later on. Kung gusto nila expand yung business nila, or if you see that there is some partnerships that can be gained by working with them. Okay? So, with that, thank you very much. Sige, mag-award lang tayo ng mga certificates. So, this is part of